It's always more romantic with this candlelight. I mean, just think of it how it was.
But 100 years ago, as Carter looked more closely, he suddenly became gripped with a sense of foreboding. Something seemed wrong. The place was a mess. More like a ransacked storeroom than an undisturbed tomb.
Coming in here, you would think, I mean, did he just trash things? Did they not think about
दूध
paying
और गरम हो रहा है
for it?
बिट्टू
He didn't know. And then he
बेटा,
was scared. He was so
ए
scared
बिट्टू,
because he wanted
खाना
to
खा लो
find the
बेटा।
tomb. Digging for 5 years looking for the tomb and then find the cache. It was a disappointment for him.
It's not about disappointment. I think anyone else in the world would be thrilled to discover that.
I know, but he wanted a tomb.
Then as Carter looked further, something caught his eye. 2 guardian statues.
He saw those statues flanking the either side of the wall. He thought, you know, these statues in their place.
देख कैसे देख रही है आपको, देखो घूर घूर के।
Although the 2 statues were against a wall, they looked carefully placed, as if flanking the entrance to a burial chamber. Carter and Carnarvon felt confident enough to make their discovery public. They headed across the Nile into Luxor. In late November 1922, Carnarvon and Carter summoned the world's press here to the Winter Palace Hotel in Luxor to announce what they had discovered. The whole world was instantly captivated. But did Tutankhamun and his treasures still lie buried in the tomb? Carter had thoroughly surveyed this chamber, and it was time now to take his search beyond the wall that stood at this end. You can still see the outline of where it used to be. He believed that through here he would find the innermost sanctum, the burial chamber of the pharaoh Tutankhamun. On February the 17th, 1923, Carter and his team carefully took down the wall piece by piece. What lay behind it was incredible. Not a room, but a solid wall of gold. This was surely the burial chamber.
I am
To
शिव
prepare
कुमार
for the
यादव,
next
हाय
excavation,
कहाँ
the
से
dig
हो
closed down for 10
आप कहाँ से हो
days.
भैया?
While Carter stayed at Luxor,
हम राजस्थान
Lord
से हैं भाई।
Carnarvon decided to sail down the Nile for a holiday. It should have been a triumphal trip after 7 years of digging in the valley. While he was away, Carnarvon was bitten by a mosquito. He should have been fine, but he managed to slice the top of the scab off while he was shaving here at the hotel.
शिव
The
कुमार
wound
यादव
went
हरियाणा
septic.
से। ओहो।
Carnarvon died. Without Carnarvon's money and support,
कुमार यादव
the
राजस्थान
world's
में
most
कहाँ से?
exciting archaeological
सवाई माधोपुर
discovery
से हैं भैया।
was now in jeopardy. Carter was distraught. He hadn't just lost a great friend,
हरियाणा
he
में
lost
आप
his
शिव कुमार
financier
यादव, हरियाणा में आप कहाँ
and
से?
the license to dig, the money and the permission of both in Carnarvon's name. The tomb was only half excavated, and now the whole project was in jeopardy.
हाय करो।
Chinese.
Carter had little choice. Despite the fact she was still mourning the loss of her husband, Carter approached Lady Carnarvon. If she would agree to continue the financing, he could continue to excavate. Lady Carnarvon agreed to take up the license in her name. Six months after Carnarvon's death, work began again. Until Carter had explored that burial chamber, discovered whether Tutankhamun still lay there undisturbed, his quest was incomplete. He began investigating the Golden Wall. What he discovered was incredible. It was part of a huge box, filling a room from floor to ceiling. It took 6 weeks and an army of workmen to pack and remove the gold from the tomb. And finally, the burial chamber of Tutankhamun lay before Howard Carter. Now this is much more familiar. These beautiful paintings of humans and gods.
बेटा इतनी नजदीक से क्यों देख रहे हो?
You can see a lot of images